Yo, yo, yo. How we doing? I hope we got some people in here. I hope I set this up right. We're going to give people a couple minutes to hop in. Get ready. But I hope we got some heads in here. Let's get it. Looks like we do. We got the first comment. First comment for Behind the Lines. My guy Saucy. Let's fucking get it. All right, so I know we got 2 1 o'clock baseball games coming up, so we got to get to business. I'm going to give you a background of what we're doing today. All right, I got my guy Javon and my guy Delberto. They're going to come on. We're going to talk baseball. We're going to talk winners. We're going to talk what's going on, and we're going to give out some plays. We're going to go over every play of the card, but I'm going to bring them on real quick. We're going to go over these 1 o'clock games because I know you guys are hungry for a winner. You want to be spoon-fed one. I get it. We're going to do it. And then we're going to bring on my guy Chase Howell. My guy Chase Howell, who caddies on the Corn Ferry. He's a stud. He knows golf. He knows how to bet golf. He writes for the Action Network. I'm super stoked to have him on. He's going to give us some winners and some plays that he likes. We're going to talk golf for a little bit, and then we're going to go over the rest of the MLB card. I am super stoked. I'm going to bring on my guys, Delberto and Javon. We're going to talk baseball. All right.
Yo, yo, yo.
What's going on?
How's it going,
Delberto,
fellas?
Javon, how we doing?
Doing great.
Doing well. Any day you wake up and you got a baseball game at 1 p.m. Eastern time is a pretty damn good day, if I say so myself.
Yeah.
If I say so myself. So I know we got 2 games at 1 o'clock, right, or 1:10, starting up here in 5 minutes. Anything you guys love? Anything you guys want to talk about? Javon, I know you're a Rays fan. You're our Rays specialist, so we definitely going to go to that. But let's talk about the Braves-Milwaukee game. We got 2 great arms. We got Max Fried. We got Corbin Burns. This is going to be a good one. Over-under set at 6.5. That's low for good reason. And we got the Brewers as a short favorite at -140 at home. What are you guys thinking? What do you like? What do you hate? Where's your head at?
So for me, I don't particularly love anything here, but I do think for the price that the Braves is a good spot. And when you look at the Brewers do hit a little better against lefties, which is scary. But at the same time, a lot of that is aided by the fact that they have a pretty low chase rate against lefties and a pretty higher walk rate. Both of those, which should be limited with Max Fried on the mound. I think his pitch miss should help a lot with that. So I do think there's value on them at 120 or around there. But I don't love any spot in this game particularly.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, these are 2 good arms. Max Fried, actually, historically, he's better on the road a little bit than he is at home, and my camera's moving around. Hold on. But all right. It's a work in progress, as you guys can tell. We're going to figure it out as we go. Yeah, Max Fried better on the road. He's looked pretty darn good in almost every start he's had, except for a couple. If I had to take this game and what I think is a coin flip, I'd probably go Braves, ML. And honestly, this could be, I know it's on TV, but honestly, the MLB might be sending their bad balls today. They might want it under here. They might want a pitcher's duel. These are 2 arms that could do it. I mean, Corbin Burns might go out there and have 100 strikeouts straight up. So that's kind of where my head's at in this one. I lean Braves, but I don't love anything to bet. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, for me, I'm not touching this game because we know both of these pitchers are studs out there. But one thing that I was looking at that's kind of surprising, which I don't know if it comes into play today because of the pitchers we have out on the mound, but for the total in this game, the Brewers are historically, after a loss, they hit the over at an 82% rate, which is like kind of unreal. And I know that trends aren't always the way to bet, but that's one trend that really stuck out to me that was kind of crazy, which is kind of unreal. After a loss, they hit it at 82%. I think it's 80. It's about 88-2 on the year, and they hit it on an average of over 2 runs. So, and then after a loss, the Braves are 9-6 against the over, hitting at 60%.
Okay. Looks like most of the money's on the under. Not surprising. Yeah. So maybe the over is the play. Although it's kind of juiced up at like -125. I don't know. Yeah. I don't love this game. It's a little trappy for me. I can't really figure it out. I'm staying far away. I'm assuming you guys are too. Do you guys have any plays in it or no?
I don't. Yeah.
No plays. Okay. So if I had a gun to my head and had to bet this, I'd take the Braves ML. But we'll carry on to game 2. Javon, I want to hear what you got to say about the Rays real quick before we bring my guy Chase on.
Yeah.
What are you thinking here? Minus 165, Rasmussen going against Erod, the lefty. How do the Rays hit lefties? You think they're going to have success today? What do you think?
So this year, I mean, traditionally the Rays don't hit lefties too well. This year we do actually hit them decently well. We're slightly above middle of the pack in a bunch of categories against lefties. But every time Erod faces us, especially when he was on the Red Sox, we make him look like prime DeGrom. So I'm definitely scared of this game. Gun to my head, if I had to choose something, I would take the under because I do like the spot for Rasmussen. I guess you have to like any spot against the Tigers offense because they're just so atrocious. But Rasmussen is just one of those guys. He's just like, you know exactly what you're going to get from him every start. You'll get five innings, solid start, quality start almost.
Okay. No opener. He's not an opener. He can go 5.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's gonna go.
Okay.
He's gonna go 4 or 5. I trust the Tigers' offense to kind of be a little lethargic, like they have been. These early games, especially midweek, tend to be snooze fest when they play the Rays, or especially in the Trop. So, gun to my head, I'd take the under, but with the total so low after yesterday, I'm not crazy about it.
Delberto, what are you loving here, man? Anything?
I think the under is the play for sure in this game.
Okay.
I mean, we know that the Tigers don't really score that well. Their hitting has been kind of atrocious, but
right.
I think with Rodriguez on the mound, people expect the Rays to probably blow them out. But I think if they win, they're gonna win by 1.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's a 3-2, 2-1 final score game. To be honest,
so. I'm with you. I'm not comfortable taking a side in this one. I think out of the 2 early games, my favorite bet in this one is the under as well. So if you guys are looking at stuff to take in these early games, I know they start in about 2 minutes. I think we can all agree that our favorite play is probably the under in this Rays game. It's weirdly low set. I thought for these arms. I know that the Detroit bats are nothing special, but I was expecting this one to be 7.5, and I'm seeing 6.5 on some books. So I'm thinking this one might be ugly. It might be low scoring, like we said. So I think we're all on the same page there. And we will circle back to some of the other games that we actually really like and are going to bet on after we bring on my guy Chase. So we're going to bring him up right now. We're going to talk some PGA Championship. I'm trying not to get upset about Phil Mickelson dropping out, and we're gonna go from there. I'm gonna bring him on. Chase, you live, my man?
Uh-oh.
Hey. My sound not working?
There he is. I can hear you, bro.
You rolling?
You hear us?
We rolling? All right. What's up, Krabs? How's it going?
Oh, we're rolling, bro.
Yeah, I got you.
Doing well. So, guys, if you don't know Chase, he is a golf wizard. He writes for Action Network, an app that I love, and they write some really good articles. He focuses on golf, and he's also a caddy on the Corn Ferry Tour, so he knows what he's talking about. Chase, how we doing, man? I know you're caddying this week. Who are you caddying for? How you feeling? Should I send a live bet? Can I even bet on the Corn Ferry? I don't even know. What's good? Like, what are how are you feeling?
You can absolutely bet on the Corn Ferry. I think most books. It depends on the week. You can go look around, but typically like DraftKings, FanDuel, a lot of the bigger ones, they have the Corn Ferry Tour. I'm out here in Kansas City, Blue Hills Country Club. I'm caddying for Harry Hall this week. I was with him last week. We made the cut in Knoxville, so hoping to keep that going this week. Krabs, I do have to ask, what's up with your filth? Why do you love Phil?
Why do I love Phil? So I'm left-handed. And I know Phil's been getting a ton of backlash, and I knew you were going to bring it up because we've talked about Phil, and I know you're a Phil hater, which is okay. And actually, this is a good year to be a Phil hater. It's a great year, maybe the best to be a Phil hater. He's getting some heat, and he dropped probably the worst apology I've ever seen, ever on Twitter. He's a very cocky dude, that's for sure. But I am upset. I think it's bad for golf that he's out. It's almost like a standoff, but he's too. He's too stuck in his ways, I think, to admit that he bricked. And I don't know if we're ever going to see him play on tour again. I'm curious to see what you think. I thought it was ridiculous how he signed up for the PGA Championship and dropped out. I think that's weird. That's pretty sketch. Maybe there's stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't know. Where's your head at with him?
I kind of feel bad for him at this point. There's been so much blowback, and I know he's probably dealing with a lot. But I've always been a Tigers fan, so I've always rooted against Phil, and I think it's always been natural. So yeah, it's been a beautiful year to see his decline after him winning the PGA Championship last year, which was brutal to watch. I had a lot of money on Brooks Koepka in that final round, so it's been good. But I feel bad for him.
I don't feel bad.
I really do. I think there's so much blowback that it might be a little bit too much at this point.
Yeah, Rory kind of roasted him a little bit, and then the floodgates opened up, and everyone started roasting him, and it got ugly. And Rory even came out in the end and was like, "Guys, let's chill out a little bit here. He's still Phil Mickelson. He's still a legend." The guy's had a tough year, man. He's not on tour right now. He got a lot of heat for saying he wants to go play where the money is. He lost at least $40 million gambling in a 4-year span, probably more. I'm sure there's more. He's had a tough year. So let's cut my guy Phil some slack. He is still the greatest left-handed golfer of all time. He's one of the greatest golfers of all time. Unfortunately, we're not going to see him get the chance to defend his crown at the PGA Championship. People forget he won it in the last one, which is pretty insane if you think about it. Not as crazy as Tiger coming back winning the Masters, obviously, but pretty crazy in my mind. But I want to circle into the tournament this week. I want to go over, if you have any sleepers in the PGA Championship, any plays you like. What are you thinking? Where's your head at? How does the course play? Talk to me like I'm 4, because you know golf way better than I do. All right.
Yeah, so let's go over the course a little bit. We haven't seen Southern Hills since 2007, and even since then, they've made a lot of modifications to it. Gil Hands came in a few years ago and made quite a few changes. So we really haven't seen this course at this level in 15 years. They did play the senior PGA here, I believe, last year, the year before. I did not watch that. I did not watch the senior tour. You got to be an old bag to be watching the senior tour. That's just terrible golf. There's much better golf here on the Korn Ferry Tour than what you get.
He's lagging out for you guys too.
Chase is lagging out a little bit. Looks like he's in some sort of locker room at a clubhouse right now. He might be cutting out of his Wi-Fi a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see if I'm sure he'll come back in a sec.
They have an ad right now anyway.
There's an ad. Word.
Yes.
Well, let me know.
There's an ad right now.
Let me know when we're getting added up. Honestly, that's perfect timing. Chase, you alive, brother? He's on the. I think he's mobile right now. On the move. We can hear you, bro. And no worries. They're running an ad right now, anyways. So it's honestly perfect timing. He's on the run. And he's gone. But yeah, I guess we could talk golf real quick until he comes back. Gilberto,
they said golf? That they can't hear even when there's an ad running, so it's chill that he's lagging. But
okay, word.
Yeah. No, I am over the last 2 days I've been digging into the course because as you mentioned, they did renovate the entire course since the last major was played there. I think the last major was 2007 when Tiger Woods actually won there. So, which is why everyone loves the Tiger Woods story this week, with him playing pretty decent at the Masters. Everyone's going to be back on the Tiger train. But I think he'll cover this when he comes back. But one of the things that I was reading into with the way that they restored Southern Hills is that on a lot of the holes, they removed the rough around the green and replaced it with a steep runoff. So if players aren't accurate with their irons, we'll be seeing a lot of hitting the green or hitting close to the green and then rolling back onto the fairway type thing. So one of the stats that I was looking into that will play a big part this week is the how good people are with their approach shots. So strokes gained on approach shots, which I think is probably going to be the biggest factor in who wins this week, is how well they're hitting their irons, if they're sticking the green or that kind of thing. And I don't know, Chase, are you back if you heard anything I said about that? But
yeah, no, I agree. I think
Chase, there he is. Let's go.
Can you guys hear me? Are we back?
Yes.
Yep.
I might have to do this thing.
We're so back.
But okay, we're so back.
Sure.
No, I agree with Dilberto. I think strokes gained approach is obviously going to be huge. There's really not a golf course in the world where strokes gained approach is not important, but even more so here with the tiny greens, you're going to have to hit a lot of greens out here. But I do think everybody's going to be
Oh, we might have lost you.
Damn.
Think the people.
All right, we're gonna. All right, it was good effort. It was great. The effort level was there.
I wanted to hear what he had to say because obviously
All
he
I
knows
heard-
more about golf than I do.
All I heard at the end was "fuck," and then he cut out. All right. Chase, we'll give it one more try, my dude, and then we're gonna have to boot you. I feel bad. Do we have any life?
It's all
Do you have
good.
any
It's all
internet under
good.
those damn trees? There he is. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, definition of caked. Definition
yeah,
of caked.
that's rough.
All right, well, guys, that's my guy Chase. He did a great job up here today. Not his fault at all. I'm gonna shoot him a text and tell him to just go hit the links and go warm up because he's got a freaking tournament to win. We'll have him on again at some point when he's got some actual internet. We'll be good to go. But Delberto. All right, let's talk this tournament real quick, and then we're gonna go into baseball. I know you guys are here for baseball. Scotty Scheffler, he's the favorite, small favorite. We got Rahm, JT, Rory, Spieth, Morikawa, all the fucking normal guys right behind him. Who do you like? Do you have any sleepers? What are you thinking here?
So I went through and I don't have any like big time sleepers, but based off of like what statistics I thought were the most important for who will win this course. And like one of the things I just mentioned was the strokes gains on approach, which obviously is huge for any tournament. But I think with the changes they made to this course, with the small greens, that I think one of the stats that I like the most to look into is that strokes gained on approach. The second I was looking into was the like par 4 scoring average, because I think for this, I mean, for most courses, but for this course, I think those golfers that can gain strokes on the par 4s are going to win, because one of the things that we see with these is that the par 5s, there's 2 par 5s over 630 yards. So they're very, very long. So I think that a lot of these golfers are going to rely on the par 4s to hopefully gain some strokes. So one thing that we're seeing over the last few years, the number 1 and number 2 golfers on strokes gained or par 4 scoring average is Justin Thomas and Cam Smith. So those are two guys that I think that I like a lot for top 10, and I might even put some money on them outright. But the 4 guys that I am going to put money on to win outright is Justin Thomas, Cam Smith, Zalatoris, and Dustin Johnson. Those are the 4 guys that I'm putting money on to win outright.
Why do you like DJ? Just because he's an absolute swag hound?
Yeah, and he's I had it written down. One sec.
You're good.
He's
juiced plus 2,600. I'm seeing.
Yeah, he's pretty juiced. And he's lately, like, he didn't start the season off that hot, but lately he's been draining birdies, and I think that obviously whoever's going to win is going to be draining birdies. And one of the things we see with him is that he can pound his driver, and I think driving distance, it's not going to play in huge this week, but I think that it will help those players out for those super long par 5s this week. So he might be able to gain some strokes on those par 5s, unlike a lot of the field, because of how long they are. So I think a lot of the field is going to be relying on just parring those par 5s rather than trying to gain a stroke on that. So
do you think this is going to be a tough course? You thinking it's going to be a little low scoring, like almost like a -10, or are they about to go out there and absolutely dominate and post like -20?
No, I think it's going to be like, I think it's going to be hard to get birdies on these courses. On this course, what I say, this course is, yeah.
Well,
I don't think it's going to be super low scoring.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like rooting for the course. I am not a great golfer, shoot around 100, and I like seeing these guys mess up. I'll be honest with you, makes me happy on the inside because I stink. So I'm a course guy. I root for the course. Not really surprising, pretty contrarian, but I don't hate that play at all with DJ. I mean, the dude's a stud. He's been a stud for over a decade. I have Chase's plays that he's on. He just texted me. His internet's good enough to shoot over a text, which is good. He's doing all right. He likes Shane Lowry, the Irishman, who I absolutely just love. How could he not root for that guy? He's an absolute chunk king. He's ginormous. Should not be a professional athlete, but he's a stud. He's got Shane Lowry. He's got Cam Smith, your guy, Delberto.
That's
and
my
he's got
boy.
Hideki. He's got Hideki. Those are his 3 plays. He knows what he's talking about, which is good. That's why we brought him on here originally. And we'll have him on here again. Obviously, it's not a big deal. His internet sucks. But those are his 3 plays. Shane Lowry, Cam Smith, and Hideki. Those are his horses for the week. And he did tell me who was going to win the tournament last week when I was there. I said, yo, this is on Thursday or Friday. After it already started, I said, who's winning? He goes, take Max Homa. Took him. He won. So this guy's sharp. I trust him. I trust him. Delberto, that's good that he's got Cam Smith. I might have to sprinkle on that too if you like it as well.
Yeah, well, one of the things that Cam Smith is one of the best putters on tour, and he's also top 2 for strokes gained on approach. Like, he hits his irons very, very well. One of the things that we see with him is that sometimes he's inaccurate with his driver, and I think with these wide open fairways, they're pretty wide open at this course after they renovated it. So I think that he could still be a little bit inaccurate with his driver and still save the hole with the way that he's accurate with his irons. So
okay.
But yeah,
I
mean like in all, he's already won twice this year, and he's pretty much, I mean, there's a few tournaments where he wasn't, but he's pretty much in the running for all major tournaments this year.
I mean, yeah, I'm not a golf wizard or a golf scientist, but I do know that Cam Smith has been up there in every single tournament he's played in. He said he's won 2 tournaments this year, right? He's absolutely locked in. He's one of the best golfers on tour right now. I don't mind backing that guy at all at plus 2,200. You kidding me? I love that. What do you think about Brooks Koepka? He's one of my favorite golfers. He's got the frosted tips rocking this weekend. I know he's won this tournament, I think, twice already. What are we thinking about him this week? Has he been playing well recently? I haven't really heard much. I know he had a hurt knee, and I think he's healthy and back now. But any insight on him, Delberto? I don't really know. He's been effing around on Instagram more than he's been practicing. I think he's having a good time.
That's true. No, I don't personally like him. I mean, I know he's won the PGA Championship, but it hasn't been at this course in like 15 years. So a lot of these golfers have actually never played here ever.
Right.
Unless like in their own personal time, I guess. But
do you think that favors the more seasoned guys over the young guys?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure. But I mean, I don't hate it, but I think he's one of those guys that has a big name, so a lot of money comes in on him when you could get someone that is less popular that probably has a better chance of actually winning it with better odds because of the name factor.
Yeah, fade the big names, right?
Yeah.
I would say that. Okay, but Scotty Scheffler's the favorite, barely. My guy Rory is up there. I'm kind of surprised to see him this high up there. He's been pretty meh. Although we did play better in that last tournament, which is good. But I don't hate that Cam Smith play at all.
Rory. Okay. I do like Rory this week. I think him top 10 or top 20 might be a good look. I mean, we saw it in the Masters. Like, he started off kind of cold, but then he ended up almost like, I mean, he wasn't going to win, obviously, but he came close on Sunday. So.
And are you gonna post any? Are you gonna take any plays? Are you gonna post any plays on Twitter? What are you about to do? I'm trying to plug you.
I'm probably gonna post those 4 guys, but I'm just gonna post them as top 10. So it was actually 5 guys. So I was gonna take Rory top 10 at plus 130, Justin Thomas top 10 at plus 150, DJ top 10 plus 200, and then Cam Smith plus 200, and then Zalatoris plus 300.
Sure.
But I was probably gonna do like stud. Yeah, I was probably gonna do point. A half unit probably on each one, or a fourth of a unit on each
Nothing
one.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's I think Javon's about to fall asleep. We're talking about golf a good amount. Let's circle back to baseball. I know you guys want to talk baseball. That's why you're all here. Let's circle back to baseball. We've got some great games today, but before we dig into them, I just want to talk baseball for a little bit. The goal of this show, obviously, it's a lot of betting stuff, right, behind the lines. But I also just want to talk sports sometimes. I want to talk a little bit of baseball. I want to talk Juan Soto. I want to talk your guy Tatis. When's he coming back? I want to talk why there's so many errors right now. I want to talk baseballs. I want to just talk baseball in general. So let's start with my guy Soto, because I woke up this morning and had the soul sucked out of me. like those freaking creatures from Harry Potter when I saw a report that we're thinking about moving him already. I know the Nats are changing owners, or at least they're trying to. The guy's trying to sell the team. I am scared. I'm shaking in my boots. I've got a buddy who's at my apartment right now chilling with us for the week. He's a huge Yankees fan. He's been in my ear the entire week telling me how he's about to be a Yankee in the next year or so. I'm literally going to punch him in the face if he looks up right now. He's in the room. If Juan Soto ends up being a Yankee, that's going to be that's going to sting. That's going to sting. There's a real possibility. His agent, Scott Boras, he's the best hitter in baseball, if not maybe the best overall player in baseball. People forget that he literally was a Gold Glove finalist last year. People think he's a shitty fielder and he's slow. He's not fast, but the dude plays defense. He's got no weakness. Maybe speed, I guess, but he's not like slow, right? He's not, freaking Rowdy Tellez out there running. I'm going to be absolutely sick to my stomach when or if we move him. The only hope I have is that his little brother is in our farm system and he's a family man. That's the only thing I'm holding on to. I'm clinging on to that like for dear life. That's all I got. Do you guys think he's getting moved this year? Do you think they're going to just wait and get outbid when he's a free agent? What are you guys thinking with Soto?
I mean, it's hard to say because, I mean, especially coming from a Rays fan, it's hard to be optimistic that a guy's not going to get moved because, especially when you're a smaller team,
you're used to it, right? Small market team, not being able to pass.
So used to it. But I mean, you have bigger market teams, so you at least want to get something in return, right? So I think it'll be all up to the Nationals front office to kind of convince him throughout the season, throughout the offseason to kind of stay, so they get some kind of inkling that they have a chance, to keep him. Because if not, I can understand moving him so you get something back. But just like you, I'm going to be crying if he goes to the Yankees. I cannot have that.
That's not okay. It's not okay. I will drive up to New York and I will start a riot. Dilberto, what do you think? Do you think he's gone? And then I want to circle into when is Tatis coming back? What's good with that? I mean, you guys need that bat back bad. Where's your head at with Soto? Do you think he's gone? By the way, Jeff Bezos, if you're listening to this, I know you're in the DC area now these days. Buy the Nats, please. Buy them, please.
Yes.
I'm hearing the DC United. The DC United owners might want to buy the Nats. There's no way they have as much money as the freaking Lerners right now. We're toast. No way they can pay. No way they can pay Soto. I'm scared. Baseball is one of those sports where there's no salary cap, so the owner is actually important. And we've had, no problems, right? We've had no problems paying people that we've had let some people walk. Obviously, Harper, Rendon, Scherzer was like kind of a trade, not really letting walk. We probably weren't going to pay Trey Turner. The Nats have always been a pitcher's first franchise. It's kind of bit us in the butt recently. I mean, we have one of the worst contracts in baseball with Strasburg. But the Nats, they have money, right? They have top 10 salary cap in baseball. Not this year because we don't have anyone on the team. But historically, we've been willing to pay. So I'm nervous if an owner comes in and he's not willing to shed out some dollars, we're toast. Dilberto, where's Soto going? When's he going? And then Tatis.
So Soto he's still arbitration eligible for the next few years. So he technically wouldn't leave in free agency, at least for the next
2025.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I mean, he's definitely getting traded if anything. But I think that I'm trying to picture like what would happen because I mean, one thing I saw is that the Nationals have almost the same amount of losses as the Reds this year. Sorry, Krabs.
They do. They do.
I mean, I could see a contender trying to trade for him at the deadline, but it's gonna take quite a haul, like maybe the biggest haul we've ever seen.
He's also going to have the biggest contract we've ever seen once it becomes time in 2025.
Well, I mean,
he's going to be the highest paid player in baseball.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, like the article that I was reading this morning with ESPN on ESPN Insider or whatever, they were saying that the two front offices that they can see motivated to try to trade for him is the Padres and the Blue Jays. And there's literally zero way the Padres trade for him. We cannot afford that. I mean, unless we're trying to do the 1 year where we use him for half a year and then let him go after, which is like that would be the dumbest decision ever. Because letting him go, he's going to get signed by the Dodgers. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think because the only teams that would make sense for him to trade for him would be a team that's a contender. But for you to
Right.
trade for him, you're gonna have to give up a haul, and then who are you gonna be
Everyone.
able to give away?
Yep.
Without ruining your contender status,
It's facts.
Yeah. So
Well,
I don't know.
we would take all prospects. We wouldn't even need anyone up in the bigs yet, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because we're playing for a couple years down the line. But when's Tatis coming back? I don't want to talk about Soto anymore. I shouldn't even brought it up.
He's supposed to be back like the second week of June, hopefully. I know he hasn't started swinging a bat yet, so I'm thinking more mid to late June, which is depressing. But the one thing that keeps me optimistic is that we're still 10 games over 500 without Tatis.
Right. It's impressive.
So
shout out Machado.
Yeah, Machado and Hosmer have been holding it down big time. So no, I think once he comes back, if I was a Dodgers fan, I'd honestly be scared. But because we're only half game back from them right now without our best player. So
yeah,
we will see
That's
how
facts.
it goes.
We'll be seeing. Rays have bases juiced, by the way, and they just walked in a run. Erod just walked in a run, bases loaded, no outs. So good call on the under on there, guys. Good call, guys. But you guys could tell. I mean, everyone in chat knew we weren't confident enough to bet it, but I'm sure people took it. So we owe you guys another winner. We'll get you another one on stream. Don't worry about it. Okay. So yeah, Tatis will be coming back soon. I'm surprised that it's taken this long. I guess the injury was a little worse than we thought. I thought he was supposed to come back like a couple weeks into the season. But I don't know. I mean, I haven't been following it too much. You know better than me, Delberto. You guys need him. That's a scary lineup. You got Hosmer. You got Machado. Cronenworth is so underrated. Are you guys still hitting him leadoff? Will Tatis be leadoff when he comes back? Like
I honestly don't know. I mean, Cronenworth has been underperforming big time this year. At least,
yeah,
I mean, in the field he's like a Gold Glover, but hitting wise, he hasn't been doing much this year.
Right.
But I'm honestly kind of not worried, but like confused of what we're gonna do. Because I think Ha-Seong Kim, he's severely underrated in the field. He's Gold Glove caliber, and if you look at top shortstop stats for, I think it's WRC, which is like weighted runs created or something. I forgot what it stands for, but he's the top shortstop in the league in terms of runs created on offense. So like he leads the league out of any shortstop, and he doesn't even start there every day.
Yeah, and I feel like every time I bet against the Padres, he's doing something, whether it's at the plate or in the field. That dude's kind of been my kryptonite this year. He's been balling.
Yeah,
he's been balling.
It took him a year to get acquainted with like MLB pitching, because one of the things they say is that people coming from the Korea League, they're pretty much facing our minor league pitchers every day, and it takes them a little while to become acquainted.
I mean,
with MLB pitching.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. That makes an incredible amount of sense.
Yeah.
And KBO, did someone mention KBO? I've been on fire with the KBO plays. So stay posted with that, guys. I'll try to find another one tonight, but had the easiest, freest KBO bet on earth. Woke up to it. I think it might be better than coffee, getting out of bed with knowing there's a KBO play. My eyes open and I literally jump out of bed to check the KBO score. It's better than coffee, straight up. Gamble responsibly on it because it's Korean baseball. I haven't watched a single game ever. I'm just betting weird lines that I like, but it's been playing out. So stay posted with that. I'm with you though. I mean, that makes an incredible amount of sense. Obviously, those pitchers aren't good. They're over in the KBO. If they were good, they'd be here.
Yeah.
Right. Let's. I know people want to hear us talk about these games. We got 25 minutes. Let's go over all these games quickly. What we like, what we think is going to happen. Let's start with the Giants Rockies. The Giants have won, I think, 12 games in a row against the Rockies. But I love me some Kyle Freeland at home today in a bounce back start. I think he pitches better at home than he does on the road. Correct me if I'm wrong, which is pretty weird because he pitches at Coors Field. I like Kyle Freeland plus 140 today. I think there's great value in that. I know Logan Webb has been good, but honestly, he hasn't been as good as people think he is. He's especially on the road. He pitches worse on the road. I think he's got over a 4 ERA on the road compared to at home. He's got like around a 2. I think there's good value on the Rockies to end the streak and get a win and end that 12-game losing streak to the Giants today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that take. I'm personally going with the over. I got it at 10.5. It just didn't make much sense because the under got steamed early at the line moved up to 11. A lot of people see Logan Webb on the mound in a double-digit total, and they think, oh, I'm going to take the under. But when you look at, Webb and Freeland, they're both guys with a sub 15% K rate, which we saw with, Greinke and a lot of other pitchers. That really doesn't work at Coors Field. And despite, I think Freeland can pitch a little better of a game, but the Giants are going to stack those righties against him like they always do. Ruff, Longo, Slater, whoever they want to put in there. I just think guys who don't miss many bats like these two do, and they pitch to contact, it's not really a recipe for success at Coors Field. So whichever way it turns out, I think there's going to be a good amount of runs.
Okay. Alberto, what are you thinking, bro?
I think that's a good look. No, I do lean over on this game, especially with Logan Webb. Like, he's a good pitcher, but I think that he's around average in my opinion.
His name has been better than his actual performance, at least over the past year-ish. And I love fading big names.
Yeah,
So
and then one thing you see is that the Rockies have 3 main players that actually hit Logan Webb pretty well on their career stats. Like Blackman, he has a career batting average of 400 versus him. Ryan McMahon, I don't know how to say his McMoon. I don't know how to say his name.
McMahon?
But McMahon, is that how you say his name? Wow, I'm an idiot. He has a career average over 400 too, and then CJ Crone is around 400 too. So I think I think that the Rockies definitely score runs today. So it just depends if the Giants will return the favor, and I think that they will as well. Obviously, they've been raking out there this series, so
they always rake out there, man.
Yeah,
they
which
always
is kind of surprising that the Dodgers
love going.
There.
It's so weird. Was it you who's telling me that the Dodgers stink at Coors Field? That makes no sense.
Historically, they suck there for some reason.
God. Well, that's baseball and that's sports. Shit doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
That's why I like betting on shit that doesn't make sense. That's how you make money. You bet on stuff that makes sense, you fall right into the trap. Right into the trap. Okay. Minnesota, Oakland. I think we can all agree that we like Colorado in the over in that first game. Minnesota, Oakland. We got Sonny Gray versus Jeffries. Minnesota is about minus 165, minus 170 on most books. I do not like Sonny Gray, but I don't know if any of you guys have seen him pitch this year. He's been pitching pretty good. Maybe he's kind of back. I mean, Jeffries is nothing special. What do you guys like in this one? I'm assuming that everyone and their mother is going to be on the Twins, and they already are. 75% of the bets are coming in on the Twins. Where are your guys' heads at?
I definitely like the Twins today. But I think I like them. I think they won by 2 today, to be honest. I think they covered the red line, but I like the Twins' first 5 money line the most because of how bad Jeffries is. This year, Jeffries is 0-6-1 against the first 5 money line. So I mean, if I was gonna be in the Krabs mindset, I would bet A's first 5 probably, because that streak is gonna come to an end today. If I was going contrarian on them, but I don't think it does. I think the Twins win comfortably today, to be honest. So,
yeah, I mean, I personally am not going to try and force anything on this game. I think it's a pretty ugly game. I think Dalton Jeffries definitely has the ability to get the A's there in that first 5. I'm just definitely not willing to lay. I think it shot up quite a bit for the Twins to like 170, 180. I'm definitely not willing to lay that. I think it's a decent value play if you like the Twins to go with those 2 runs. But I'm definitely staying far away from this game. I think Sonny Gray K's, a couple of people mentioned it. I think it's a good look. That's shot up a bit. I think it's at 5.5 now. Started at 5, but yeah, I'm not taking a side in this game.
I don't hate it.
You're muted, Krabs.
Well, that probably helps. You guys can hear me now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I can't believe his strikeouts at 5.5. I didn't even know he was a strikeout guy, but he has been locked in this year. He's been locked. No doubt about it. All right, you guys like Twins. I don't want to spend too much time on these games. We got to kind of rip through them. We got a really good one in LA. A really good one. We got Zach Davies, who might be back. Is Zach Davies back? I don't know. He might get shelled today. The Dodgers are minus 300 with Bueller on the mound. I mean, no way I'm touching minus 300. I'll tell you that much. But this is a game. It's 410. It's on MLB Network. People will be watching. Maybe they'll get the good baseballs. The over/under is at 8.5. I mean, Zach Davies has looked pretty darn good this year, but he throws freaking meatballs. The Dodgers
he does.
them, and their bats are here. Mookie's hitting well. Even Bellinger's hitting the ball. I think the Dodgers bats are finally here. I mean, they absolutely cooked Merrill Kelly yesterday, and I know he was all over the place. He was walking people and stuff, but I mean, they were raking him, and he's been one of the best pitchers in baseball this year. I'd be worried about. I wouldn't be betting on the D-backs today, and I tried to find a reason why I wanted to. I'm staying far away. Is the over the play here? Just ride the hot bats and just assume that Walker Bueller might not be as locked in, just like he's been all season, and think that maybe the D-backs can put up 2 or 3 runs, and then the Dodgers take us home on the rest. Like, do you guys like minus 2.5? You get minus 2.5 at plus money. What are you thinking here? I can't find a reason to back the D-backs today. I really tried.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. You can go ahead, Alberto.
One bet that I do like that's around even money is it's kind of high, but Dodgers team total over 5. I think if you think the Dodgers are going to win and win comfortably, I think 5 runs is doable for them, especially with Zach Davies pitching with who they have history going against because he was on the Padres before the Diamondbacks. So they've seen him quite a bit. And I think that it was at 5 earlier at like minus 110, I think it was at, which I think is a good look with them facing a Diamondbacks team that their bullpen ERA is almost 5. So I think that full game that they easily score over 5 runs, which I know it's a lot, but it's the Dodgers. They can score that in 1 inning. So I don't know. I think that's the play I like the most out of in that game. Did you guys see the drama with Zach Davies and his wife?
No. What happened?
When he was on the Cubs, she lived like on the West Coast, and they had like dogs. Like obviously they had like not a family yet, but they had like dogs together and like everything, and they were married. And one day he literally just blocked her and stopped talking to her, and they were married.
Yeah.
And she posted some whole thing on like Instagram or Twitter about it. She's like, I'm done being silent about this. Yeah. He sounds like a shitty guy.
He can't be trusted.
He sounds like a shitty guy. Basically,
should we just fade him out of principle for being a piece of shit?
Yeah, it's like what?
Wow.
How do you not say bye to your dogs before you leave your wife?
Yeah,
come on.
Put the wife aside. You don't say bye to the pups. Give me a break.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy's got no heart. He's got no heart. He's got no soul. That's sketch. I can't back a guy like that.
She's out of the game.
I can't back a guy like that. Can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, Dilberto said it pretty well. I'm on the full game over 8.5.
Okay.
I mean, I won't go over it, too much more, but Davies, he, like you said, he throws meatballs, and his FIP is like a 1.5 higher than his ERA, especially on the road. He's been a little iffy. But Bueller, surprisingly, his ERA at home is north of 4. So I think
something's up.
Yeah,
something's
definitely up. His command is not as sharp as we're accustomed to it being. So I think the D-backs can easily scratch a couple. I do like that team total over for the Dodgers too. Like you said, the D-backs bullpen is terrible, but I do trust the D-backs to get a couple. And I think people see these 2 pitchers again, and it's another one that you say, 2 pitchers that are bigger names doing well this year relatively. Think under, but I think it being set at 8 and then jumping to 8.5, I like that spot a lot for this over.
I'm with you. I lean over in this one as well. Your Rays are up 3-0. They got out of the first. Erod got out of the first. Go ahead and chalk that under up. Shit's caked.
No, the game's ending 3-0. Just wait.
Yeah, it's never caked with the Rays offense. Not scoring for 8 innings.
Trying to jinx it for the team. All right, let's talk about the Reds, everyone's favorite team, the trendy Reds, who have come back down to earth finally. Although I think they did get a win yesterday. Overton, this guy's kind of good. It doesn't really make sense. He's kind of all over the place, but he's done nothing but pitch lights out this season. Young arm. The dude's a stud. Remember the name Overton? He pitched yesterday. He's not pitching today. Today they've got Maley. Our guy who we thought would be a good guy to bet on when he pitches on the road. Turns out he just stinks. He's just not there right now. So I'm not backing him. I'll tell you that much. Quantrell has been kind of meh for the Guardians. I can't get a really good read on this one. The line is very short. The Guardians have been kind of in a little bit of a slump recently, I would say. They've lost, 4 or 5 and have not been playing well. The bats are kind of asleep. I thought this Guardians team would be a little bit better than they've been playing recently. There's some good value, I guess, on minus 125, minus 130 there if you want to take them. I mean, they're twice as good of a team as the Reds. Doesn't mean they're not going to lose, but I guess if I had to take a bet on this one, I back my guy Quantrell. I don't think Maley. I don't think he has it. I don't think he has it right now, even on the road. I know he's a road warrior, but I just don't think he has it in him right now.
I think it's a good look back in the Guardians today. I messed up big time yesterday, and I knew the Reds were going to win, but I was like, okay, well the Reds bullpen sucks, so I'm taking first 5, and they pushed first 5, and they won the entire game, which I goofed.
A push is a win.
Yeah.
But
I think the Guardians is a good look today. They are like the 5th best team against righties, based on OPS. So they see righties. They see righties really well. And are the Reds going to win 2 games in a row? Probably not. So I do back Quantrill today. He looked good starting. Earlier in the season, the first few starts he looked really good, and then he's regressed a little bit since then. Yeah. But I think we see a good game out of him today. So I'm backing the Guardians. I'm not betting on it, but I think the Guardians win.
Javon, what are you thinking, bro? Real quick before we go to the Red Sox game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the pretty much the same boat. I'll back Quantrill, but not confident enough to put a play on it. I just don't trust either of these teams to string together consistent offense at this point, to be honest. But
yeah, they're talk about inconsistent. I mean, these teams are the definition of inconsistent. And I think there's good value on a better team against a big name in Maley, who people think are good on the road, and he's just been pretty bad this year. If you watch him pitch, something's up. So we can all agree Guardians there. Houston, Boston, Luis Garcia against Pivetta. Pivetta has been pitching better recently. I mean, he couldn't be pitching worse than how he started out the year. Looks like the wind is still blowing out to right field tonight. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch any of the games in the first 2 games of the series, but my goodness. I mean, a pop-up was going out. I think we could probably go up there and hit a freaking home run. That was wild. I saw balls leave the park that I've never seen leave before. I mean, let's be honest, though. Astros hit, 5 or 6 home runs in 1 inning? They earned it. There's no doubt about it. But definitely some wind helping there. And looks like we're getting the same thing tonight. It might not be as bad, but the wind's still blowing out to right field. Should benefit some lefties tonight. To be honest with you, this line's kind of sus. I mean, Garcia's a stud. Garcia's an absolute stud. He's an animal. He's a machine. I think he's one of the most underrated, best pitchers in baseball, to be completely honest with you. Why is Pivetta only plus 120 at home with a 5 ERA, sitting at 1-4?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's sketch. I like the Sox. Today, to be completely honest with you. Pivetta's looked good enough in his last 2 starts for me to back. I'll probably be on the Sox here. I'm not going to take the over. I think people are going to be all over the over today, no pun intended, because they saw what happened yesterday. Honestly, if I had to take the total, I'd probably lean under here. What are you guys thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat as you. I think I was looking at this line right when it dropped last night, and it already, got steamed early and started shooting down really fast. So you think there's a guy like Luis Garcia, he's pitching to a sub-2 ERA on the road, and you got Pivetta who's hitting double digits. So what reason exactly do you have for that? It doesn't make much sense. So I do like the Red Sox today. I do kind of lean that over, even though it's probably going to be a pretty popular play. Because this is the highest non-course total of the day in a game, like I said, where a guy's pitching to a sub-2 ERA on the road. So I do kind of like that spot. I don't know if I'm confident enough to bet that, but I'm definitely going to be on the Sox today.
The over-under moved from 9.5 to 9. So keep that in mind.
Yeah,
it's going down. Alberto, real quick, what are you thinking?
One of my plays is actually going to be the first 5 under in this game. But with Pivetta, he's been looking better as of late, and I think it makes no sense why the line went from 9.5 to 9, and then the under is juiced currently. So it's like, what are they? I don't know if they're trying to get more people on. I have no idea, but it makes me think that it's going to be a low scoring game. And one of the things that I looked into was, what I tend to do is I look into a game and then find like a side that I like, based on like the stats behind it, how teams are trending, and then after the fact I find a side, I usually look into trends to see if there's any trends that back what I'm thinking, or against what I'm thinking. And one of the things that I noticed is that after a win, the Houston are the worst team against the over, 7-16
Damn.
against the over. And then after a loss, the Red Sox are 5-15 against the over. So and I know that trends aren't always the way to bet, but what I like to do is find a side that I like and then kind of see if there's any trends that back or go against what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's
Um,
smart.
And so that's why I'm going to take the first 5 under. I think that they expect Pavetta to have a good start today with the way that
Mhm.
total went down. And one thing that I actually do like a lot is Pavetta over 4.5 strikeouts.
Okay.
He's gotten at least 4 in every start this season. Even if he's getting raked, he gets at least 4 strikeouts. And it's a juice money at over 4.5. So I think that might be a good look today. So
I don't hate that at all. I think Pavetta's going to go out there and deal just by how he's looked in his last couple starts and just by the line. The over-under moving down to 9 tells me this is going to be a lower scoring game. The fact that they're only plus 120 against the red-hot Astros with a way better arm on the mound tells me the Red Sox are going to keep this one close. It's going to be low scoring. I think they might even win. I think there's great value on the Red Sox plus money at home tonight. Are the Red Sox bats back? JD Martinez is on a huge hit streak. Rafi Devers hit a home run last night. I mean, Bogarts has been doing his thing all year. He's sitting around 350. Maybe the Red Sox bats are here to stay. Trevor Story not included. He stinks. Go back to Colorado, buddy. Go back to Colorado. You need the atmospheric difference there. But the Red Sox bats might be coming back to life. So keep an eye on that. I don't want to dig into the Nats game too much. I know we only got like 5 minutes. Josiah Gray cannot be trusted right now. So maybe stay away from that game. If anything, maybe take Pablo Lopez. I wouldn't go anywhere near that. San Diego Philly game, Blake Snell making his debut. What are we expecting, Delberto? What are we thinking?
I'm a little nervous. I mean, in his rehab starts, he looked really good. And I think that it kind of just depends on how he comes out. I honestly lean under in this game over anything.
Okay.
Over any side, I lean the under over anything. Which, yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to get a read on this game because we have no data on Blake Snell this year.
Yeah.
But
I hate
lean the under.
I hate backing guys in their first start. If anything, I like fading them. I think there's value in fading a big name coming back from an injury. We don't know what we're going to get out of him. I know that one of my buddies, his buddy is in the minors and got in a bat against Blake Snell and got a hit off of him the other day, which concerns me because I booze with that guy. So I'm a little bit worried about how he's coming back. He might not be ready yet. Blake Snell has been pretty sus the last couple of years. I think you can agree. When he's there, he's locked in. He's one of the best left-handed pitchers in baseball. When he's not, he literally cannot throw a strike to save his life. So we'll see. I mean, they're bringing him up for a reason. I guess he's ready. But he's going against Wheeler, who's okay, nothing special. But this Phillies lineup, man, Bryce Harper should be back in the lineup today. I wouldn't want to face this lineup in my first start. I'm surprised they brought him back for this. You know, that's a pretty tough spot to bring a guy back. All right,
it's
Yankees.
true. And the Phillies hit lefties pretty well, so
we'll
see.
Could be trouble. I mean, there's a reason Phillies minus 150 here with a losing record. There's a reason they're minus 150 here with a losing record against the 23-13 Padres with Blake Snell, big name on the mound. Fade it. Cover your ears, Delberto. Sorry, buddy. Okay, Yankees, Orioles. Garrett Cole versus Jordan Miles. I mean, good luck, Orioles. We're not even going to talk about that one. Gonzalez, Gausman. I think Gausman goes out there, probably shoves. I'm assuming you guys can agree. Yeah. I'm done betting on the Mariners. I hate this team. They stink. I don't understand it. They got the guys. They can't hit. I know they're like top 10 in some offensive metric or something. I was looking at it yesterday, but I don't get it because every time I bet on them, they don't score. What's up with the Mariners?
I don't know. To me, they just feel like the Rays without a consistent pitching staff. That's how I view their offense. But yeah, they just can't get it together. They got guys who, string together a couple of good, weeks or days. Like Winker has hit the ball well a little recently, but then he falls off. Ty France was pretty outstopped to start the year, and now he's dropping off a little bit. They can't be trusted at this point. I think Gausman should go out there and do what we expect him to do.
He's been locked in this year.
Yeah,
he's been locked. I won't be backing him, but I don't hate that play at all. let's finish. I know there's a couple other shitty games later tonight, but let's finish with this one that's on TV. Cardinals Mets. We got Jordan Hicks versus Scherzer. Jordan Hicks, it's pretty crazy. They're trying to stretch this dude out, make him a little bit of a starter. He's like an opener starter hybrid kind of. We know Jordan Hicks stuff. It's nasty. It's just a matter of can he throw a strike, and that's been a big question mark for him this year. Going up against Max Scherzer, probably the best pitcher in our generation that we've seen recently. The dude's a stud. It's really tough for me to ever bet on Max Scherzer. Number one, because he's always minus 200, and number two, he broke my heart. But is it Cardinals here? Are you confident enough to take him plus 1.5, maybe at minus 135? Is there enough value there? Can Hicks get us through a couple innings, and then the Cardinals bullpen shuts him down? I don't know. I don't want to go anywhere near the Mets here, but I don't think I could back the Cards either. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat as you.
Prime time over here, over 7 plus money. I don't know.
I was gonna say I honestly lean the under in this one.
Okay.
The Cardinals have seen Scherzer. A lot of their hitters have seen him a few times, and they don't hit him well at all. And I think even though it's prime time, I think this is going to be a boring 2-1, 3-1 final score. Honestly,
Sure.
Which I mean, it's hard to say with Hicks being on the mound, but I don't see this being high scoring.
Yeah,
okay.
I really don't either. But again, pretty sketchy game overall for the value at least.
Yeah, I'm not touching the side, that's for sure. I personally lean over. You guys like the under? That's straight. I lean over for the simple fact that I've seen almost every single game on TV go over this year. It's nuts. It's nuts. Rob Manfred, I'm on to you. Guys, if I get taken out, you know who did it. It's Manfred. All right, let's close it down. I know we were a little bit rushed there. We were kind of stalling in the beginning. Next time we will be able to go through all the games, but at least we got to get through, the majority of them. Favorite play today. You guys got any? You want to share your secrets before you tweet it out?
Do you want to go first? Me? Okay.
Yeah.
I am taking the Blue Jays -1.5. I still have more digging to do because I was working this morning, but one of the plays that I truly love a lot is the Blue Jays to win by 2 tonight.
Word.
I might even take Blue Jays and their team total over.
Yeah.
Word.
My favorite is definitely Rangers team total over 3. So I think we're all in the business of fading Ohtani at this point. Angels bullpen the last 2 games, thrown almost 14 innings. Their closer Iglesias is the only one who hasn't pitched. So I think if they can get a couple off Ohtani and a couple off that bullpen, it should go over 3 easy.
Dane Dunning, man. Happy Dane Dunning Day, gentlemen. I love that play too. I don't want to give out my favorite play yet. I need to dig into it a little bit more, but do not hate the Rangers again today. Guys, thanks for coming on. We're going to have you guys on, good amounts. I wish we had Ali on here. You guys are the OGs. I could talk baseball with you guys for hours. I'm going to be on the surgical stream. Whoever asked that in chat, I'll still be on 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you for coming on. We got to close this down because we got to get surgical and let Trent have his show. I appreciate you guys. Let's have some winners today. Delberto coming off a winning day. He's back. Woo. Javon, stay hot, my dude. You've been on fire. So, Javon, what's your Twitter so people can follow? Plug it real quick.
It's at Javon_Deeb. I'll put it as my name next time, but find everything there.
All right, gentlemen. I'm going to end the broadcast. Go over to Trent's stream. I appreciate you being on. We'll run this back soon, all right?
Yes, yeah. Later, fellas.
Peace. Good luck, guys.
You too.